When there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Well, please don't call the police, because it's just us trying to film an episode of Prove It. Like many others, we've been enjoying watching strangers on YouTube pretend to scream because of the 4-player psychological horror game Phasmophobia. It does actually look quite fun, and it's gotten us in the mood for more scares and spookums. There is a shed load of ghost hunting equipment available in that game, but there's simply not enough if you ask me, especially since so many other games have showed us how easy it is to find ghost busting equipment just laying around the house. Seriously, if video games are to be believed, the contents of any human being's front pocket would contain items sufficient to beat back the entire forces of hell. In this list, we'll look at just some of those items that you never knew could defeat literal armies of darkness. Of course, anti-demon weaponry such as Doomguy's BFG 9000 would be a little overkill, and I don't think too many of you have one of those in your closets, so scrounge with us instead for some of the more strategic items that would benefit any aspiring ghost hunter. I'm Ben from TripleJump, and here are 10 mundane gaming items to defeat the supernatural. Number 10. Sage, ATELIER. Smudging refers to a spiritual cleansing or blessing ceremony that was used widely within Native American tribes, although other groups have also used bundles of dried white sage to purify areas of supposed hauntings and possessions by nefarious spirits. In Phasmophobia, firing up the old smudge stick is a surefire way to buy yourself some time while conducting your investigations. When facing down the denizens of the dark though, I personally want to make sure that I've got enough of it stockpiled to smoke out any and all supernatural forces within a 5-mile radius, and if we're looking for quantity, what better place to start than the ATELIER series? This franchise is built on alchemy, with the gameplay centered around finding, collecting, and combining ingredients for various magical recipes. These alchemists have gardens full of sage and other herbs, so surely they wouldn't mind sharing, right? Hey, we'll offer it as a side quest if we have to. Those JRPG heroines can't get enough of altruistic questlines, so they'll have our ghost hunting RV stocked full in no time. Number 9. Cell phone. Silent Hill Shattered Memories. No spoilers, but if you've played Shattered Memories, you'll know that Harry Mason doesn't quite need his cell phone anymore. We might as well put it to good use. Somehow, Harry's humble phone can illuminate photographic remnants known as echo photos, which allow the player to glimpse traumatic past events through the lens of the device. And to be honest, I'm not quite sure what suspicious third-party app he downloaded to achieve this. He's definitely jailbroken it, that's for sure. Luckily, his phone works well even in freezing temperatures, as proven when the other world manifests as a frozen wasteland instead of the usual tetanus nightmare of the previous installments. As seasoned ghost hunters already know, spirits love to mess around with the thermostat, so having a device that works perfectly in low temperatures is essential for any professional investigation. The phone may not have direct offensive capability, but it would be invaluable for sniffing out all the ghoulish details of the haunted environments, helping us figure out exactly what we're up against. Number 8. Water Gun. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. This run-and-gun title from LucasArts has become a cult classic for its tongue-in-cheek humor and quirky approach to the zombie genre, but can it really help us tackle the more ethereal denizens of the undead? Well, upon closer inspection, we reckon that the basic water gun weapon would be perfect for tackling any ghoul or ghost thanks to its divine choice of ammo.
Holy water.
Yeah. Chances are we've all got an old water pistol somewhere in the back of the garden shed, so all we need to do is scrounge it up, whack it under the tap, say a few respectful words to our deity of choice, and hey presto. And if you want to take things up a notch, you can quickly grab one of those totally legitimate priest qualifications online for maximum Jeepers power. Either way, this handy water gun is literally a blessing to any paranormal investigator's loadout. Number 7. Lantern. The Haunted Mansion. Loosely based on Disney's movie of the same name, which itself is based on the theme park ride, the Haunted Mansion video game embodies the horror that Disney is becoming known for thanks to its tendency to release lackluster sequels and remakes. Thankfully, no one is tearing through Reddit to demand a Haunted Mansion reboot, so we'll happily raid the game for any old equipment that's laying around and gathering dust. In particular, we've got our eye on a sacred lantern known as the Beacon of Souls. As well as having a penchant for fiddling with the temperature controls, ghosts have a fondness for flicking the lights on and off at the most inopportune moments. Honestly, the more I think about it, the more I realise that most of these ghosts have the same modus operandi as an annoying child, and we're taking the role of a strict father who's trying to keep the household utility bills at a reasonable level. Fortunately, this lantern has a dual use for such situations. Not only can it illuminate the room when those pesky poltergeists decide to turn off the lights, but it can also fire out energy blasts to take advantage of the ghost's photophobia. Candles are weak. Supernaturally souped up lanterns? Those are definitely the way to go. Number 6. Phone Charm. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor. Who knew that keyrings could hold so much power? Here I thought their only uses were A. Making the keys too big to fit in my pocket comfortably, and B. Being an easy gift for grandparents when we visit the seaside. However, according to Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor, simple charms can actually embody the strength of associated myths and legends, as proven during the boss battle against Belder. Mirroring the original myth of Boulder, in which he is slain by a sprig of mistletoe, or arrow in some versions of the tale, a phone charm in the shape of mistletoe is the only item that can render the immortal Belder vulnerable to attack. Granted, we may not be constantly facing incarnations of Boulder, but mistletoe was once revered by Celtic druids for both medicine and magic, so here's hoping that a few other ghosts have some severe mistletoe allergies that we can really take advantage of. Actually, why not load up your car keys with all manner of charms and doodads? Give them a jangle, and who knows, you might just get lucky and encounter a spirit with an aversion to Lego minifigures and no EpiPen in sight. Number 5. Feather Pokémon. In all manner of folklore, there have been tales of innocent victims plagued by nightmares or accursed slumber, all due to demonic possessions or nefarious entities that seek to devour their life force. What's more, even if the ghost is vanquished, there's no guarantee that the victim will ever wake from the nightmares, and that's the case whether you're the type of person who sets one alarm or one of those monsters who sets 30 alarms at 5-minute intervals. Either way, the Feather of Cresselia, or Lunar Wing, is a blessing for anyone plagued by such a supernatural entity. According to the Pokémon lore, this legendary item can dispel any nightmare, even those induced by Darkrai himself. Clearly, this would be invaluable for banishing any demons that are intent on harassing sleeping victims or keeping them in a nightmare state, and it gets bonus points for being able to summon Cresselia for aid if the going gets tough. To be honest though, I'd kill for a cursed sleep state right now. I'm really struggling to get my 8 hours in, so if there are any ghouls lurking in the comments, hit me up and we'll make arrangements, yeah? Number 4. Skeleton Key Dead by Daylight. When Big Daddy Pyramid Head is on your tail, options are limited. He's tall, determined, and ruthless. With bulging biceps, he heaves his weapon upwards, ready to thrust it into his victim from behind. Your heartbeat thunders in your ears. He's close. Oh God, he's so close! Oh, no, sorry, that's my mistake. That's my Dead by Daylight fan fiction there. That's for a friend. No, it's not, it's mine. And I'm proud of it. Where was I? Ah yes, the Skeleton Key. This invaluable item can be used to open the hatch, escaping the danger of Dead by Daylight well before you otherwise would. For general ghost hunting, a Skeleton Key could potentially open any door that the ghosts are trying to keep shut. Door slams behind you and won't open? No problem. Just add that Skeleton Key to the overstuffed keyring we discussed earlier and you'll be fine. And hey, don't stop with the key. Add a few other accessories from Dead by Daylight to buff its special abilities. Charms such as gold tokens can make your ghost hunting team visible to you even in the dark, and blood amber keyrings can highlight your pursuer for a limited time. With so many abilities, it's basically the Skeleton Key of skeleton keys. PSA, no actual skeletons were harmed in the making of this Skeleton Key, okay? Number 3. Ribbon Final Fantasy. The ribbon, a recurring item in the Final Fantasy franchise, isn't something to scoff at. It may seem innocuous, but it's often high-level equipment that doesn't become available until late in the game. Even though it's just a thin strip of silk, it's a juggernaut when it comes to resisting status effects. This bad boy or girl can prevent all manner of nasty issues, such as silence, paralysis, petrification, and darkness. Oh, and death. Doesn't seem so silly to walk around with ribbons in your hair now, does it? Huh? It's not as iconic as the Buster Sword or as flashy as Faraja, but the ribbon is a staple of any Final Fantasy fan's late-game loadout. It helps to keep your party alive and well, even against enemies such as the Malbra, who insists on inflicting almost every single status effect in one fell swoop. Taking on the supernatural isn't for the faint of heart, so the ribbon is sure to be handy against anything looking to kill, scare, or torment honorary members of the TripleJump ghost hunting team. We won't be instantly killed, frozen in fear, or stunned into silence, and most importantly, we'll look super cute wearing it. Number 2. Vacuum Cleaner, Luigi's Mansion. Strategically sneaking around during a ghost hunt may be effective, but there's nothing quite like going full Ghostbuster with the Poltergust from Luigi's Mansion. Not only does this sucker, pun intended, effectively capture ghosts, but it does so while keeping them at arm's length. You've just got to keep your eyes on the prize, point the darn thing towards your target, and switch phasers from stun to suck! It's simple, straightforward, and suitable for use even when you're trembling in abject terror, if Luigi's reactions are anything to go by. The one downside is that you'll need to do some preparation before actually capturing the spooks, which is why this device just missed out on the top place on this list. Fortunately, another common item is sure to do the trick. Just wear the ghosts down with some precisely aimed blasts from any torch and get hoovering. It might be a bit noisy and a tad tiresome to drag around, but what can I say, busting makes me feel good. Number 1. Camera, Fatal Frame. While Harry Mason's phone camera only reveals echoes of the past, the camera in Fatal Frame, or the camera obscura if you want to get serious about this, can actually capture and exorcise spirits as well as analyze them for helpful clues. Developed by Dr. Kunihiko Asao, the camera was created to look beyond the physical world and to take pictures of impossible things. It's a bit cumbersome compared to the digital cameras we know today, but it's well worth the effort of lugging it around due to its ability to both damage hostile entities and communicate with non-hostile ones. Different lenses and variants expand its abilities, from being able to slow down specters caught in the viewfinder to taking multiple shots in quick succession, presumably for getting some rad action pics for Instagram. Despite being an amazing exorcism tool within the Fatal Frame series, the camera obscura does in fact exist IRL. It's not used for banishing evil spirits, but is instead used for drawing and putting on entertaining light shows. So, make sure you've got the right one on hand when you're facing down a bloodthirsty wraith. Okay. And that's our list. What do you think of our ghost hunting inventory? Are there any items that would make our loadout totally OP? Let us know remotely via Ouija board. What is a Luigi board? Or just stick your suggestions in the comments below. You can follow myself and TripleJump on Twitter here, and while you're at it, why not support the things you enjoy by having a look at our Patreon? Finally, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. I'm Ben from TripleJump, and thanks for watching.